सुप्रभात, नमस्कार। मैं सुमित कुमार, बीएससी एग्रीकल्चर थर्ड ईयर का छात्र आज के नेशनल अवेयरनेस ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स के कार्यक्रम में तहे दिल से स्वागत करता हूं। गुड मॉर्निंग गेस्ट डीपी गेस्ट ऑफ डॉक्टर प्रियंका पांडे मैम, रिस्पेक्टेड डायरेक्टर विशांत सर, अवर के शर्मा सर, डीन ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट, डीएच फैकल्टी मेंबर्स एंड माय डियर। आज के हमारे चीफ गेस्ट डॉक्टर एमपी के गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर डॉक्टर प्रियंका पांडे मैम, डायरेक्टर रजिस्ट्रार सर, डीन ऑफ डीएस एसके सब कि प्लीज खड़े आज के कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें। बिफोर सब अपनी जगह खड़े स्टार्ट। जनगण
शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे
सर, मैं आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा प्लीज मां सरस्वती को पुष्प चढ़ाएं और दीप प्रज्वलन करके आज के कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ करें।
हे शारदी माँ, हे शारदी माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। हे शारदी माँ, हे शारदी माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। तू स्वर की देवी है, संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। ऋषियों ने समझी है, मुनियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी। हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने, अपने शरण में हमें प्यार दे माँ। हे शारदी माँ, हे शारदी माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पर विराजे, हाथों में वीणा मुकुट सर पे साजे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ। हे शारदी माँ, हे शारदी माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। हे शारदी माँ, हे शारदी माँ।
थैंक यू। Now, I would like to request Registrar Sir and Director Sir to present Tulsi Honorable Chief Guest Gairola Sir का। Now, I would like to call Nimisha ma'am to present the to guest of Pandey ma'am. Now, for welcome address, I request Speaker sir on stage, please.
Thank you, Sumit, for calling me on the podium with fascinating words. Respected chief guest of today's function, Sri D.P. Gairola ji, Chairman, Uttarakhand Electricity Board, guest of honor, Dr. Priyanka Madam from UCOST, Uttarakhand, Sri Visant Kumar ji, Registrar, JBIT Group of Institutions, Dr. S.K. Sharma ji, D.S. Rawat ji, distinguished participants from this campus and from other campuses. Please accept my good morning wish along with best wishes for the new year 2024. On behalf of the JBIT family as well as my own behalf, I welcome you all in the inaugural session of the one-day national workshop on awareness of IPR convened in this temple of learning created by a philanthropist, Sri L.D. Singalji. Obviously, this is the right topic with which every intellectual must be aware of for valuing their intellectual properties and let it think to be registered for documenting our deeds for forever. Had this kind of the process be followed in ancient age, probably the Tulsidas ji would have institutionalized to put forward the calculation of distance between earth and sun. This is that is युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लिल्योताहि मधुर फल जानो. With this, we, with this stanza, it is hidden that how much distance is between the earth and the sun. In this address, I particularly extend my heartiest thanks to our chief guest for paying us a visit from his scarce schedule. Dear sir, on your arrival, the value of the program has increased by many folds. I also extend my sincere thanks to the chief guest, to the guest of honor for consenting to preside the function. From this dais, I extend my sincere thanks to the UCOST and particularly Dr. Durgesh Pantji, Director General UCOST, for sanctioning the funds for convening this program and joining hands for jointly organizing this program. Furthermore, the success of the program will ultimately lies upon the outcome that whether the audience have understood the concept and aware with the concept or not. So, personally, I request to all the participants to sincerely go through the knowledge delivered in this session by the resource person and try to implement in the near future. At, at last, but not the least, I pray the Almighty for gracing their blessings for grand success of this program. Thank you one and all present over here. Jai Hind, Jai Devbhumi, Uttarakhand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, for addressing national awareness of intellectual property rights, I request to Dr. Devin Singh Rawat sir on stage.
Thank you, Sumit. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly honored to stand before you today to discuss a topic of immense significance in our rapidly involved world to captivating realm of intellectual property right. Intellectual property right stand as a cornerstone of innovations, serving as the guardians of human creativity of intellect. The spectrum of these rights encompasses of rich tapestry from patent and trademark to copyright and secret collectively forming the bedrock of the thriving and interconnected global economy. Theme important of IPR and its application. Second, patent filing procedure and its legality. In this era where idea serves as the driving forces behind progress, the comprehensions of safeguarding of intellectual property become paramount. It is not merely a legal framework, but a catalyst for fostering innovations in ensuring that creators, inventors, and artists who contribute to our collectively progress are not only acknowledged but also duly rewarded for their invaluable contributions. Let us embark on a journey to delve into the intricate landscape of intellectual property right, exploring the multifaceted impact they have on innovation, commerce, and the borders fabric of our interconnected society. As we navigate this intellectual terrain, it becomes evident that these rights play a vital role in shaping the dynamics of creativity and commerce, fostering an environment where ideas flourish and are protected. The significance of patent cannot be overstated as they provide inventor with the exclusive right to their creations, incentivizing them to push the boundaries of knowledge and discovery. Trademark, on the other hand, serve as the distinctive symbols that encapsulated the identity and reputation of business, fostering trust and loyalty in the marketplace. Copyright, with their protective embrace, safeguard, and expression of creative mind, ensuring that artists and wear are shielded from unauthorized use. In the realm of trade secret, a veil of confidentially enveloped properties, information, granting and competitive aids to those who guard their innovative process. The synergy of these diverse intellectual property rights weaves a narrative of innovations where the creative spirit is not only nurtured but also safeguarded from infringement and exploitations. Further, the impact of intellectual property right extend far beyond individuals, creators, and inventors. It permeates of fabric of our interconnected society in facing the trajectory of technological advancement, the vibrancy of culture expressions, and the dynamic of global trade. As we examine the intricate interplay between intellectual property right and innovation, we uncover a symbolic relationship that propel society forwarded, fostering a continuous cycle of creation, protection, and dissemination of knowledge. In the intricate dance of commerce and creativity, intellectual property rights act as a both of choreographers and guardian, ensuring that the delicate balance between incentivizing innovations and protecting the public interest is maintained. The delicate equilibriums is essential to sustaining a dynamic and progressive society, whereas idea flourish, industries thrive, and individuals are motivated to contribute their unique perspective to the tapestry of human achievement. In conclusion, intellectual property right strength as the bedrock of our innovative endeavors, providing the framework for creators and inventors to bring their idea to fruition. As we navigate the complex landscape of intellectual property, let us acknowledge the profound impact it has on shaping the course of human progress and fostering a world where creativity is not only celebrated but also protected. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now, I request our honorable chief guest, DP Gairola, sir, to say a few. Sir, sir, उस मैं अपने dear
थैंक यू सर वंस अगेन। नमस्कार सभी लोगों का। सबसे पहले मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा अपने मैनेजमेंट को, अपने निदेशक महोदय डॉक्टर पी के चौधरी सर, अपने कुल सचिव महोदय डॉक्टर विशांत कुमार, हमारे बीच में ट्रेनिंग एंड प्लेसमेंट हेड विकास शमूली जी, लाइब्रेरी हेड डॉक्टर भट्ट सर, किशोर भट्ट सर, जिनकी कि अभी अभी पीएचडी हुई है, उनके ढेर सारी बधाइयाँ। हमारे प्राचार्य महोदय डॉक्टर एस के शर्मा जी, पी के गर्ग जी, नवीन जी और हमारी पूरी फैकल्टी अप्लाइड साइंस, फार्मेसी एंड इंजीनियरिंग की, मैं आप सभी के लोगों का नेशनल वर्कशॉप में स्वागत करता हूं। ज़्यादा मैंने कुछ नहीं कहूँगा, लेकिन सिर्फ मुझे जो टास्क दिया गया है उसको मैं पूरा कर रहा हूं। Greeting to each one of you are present here, respected dignities on the dais and off the dais, and faculty members, staff, and my dear student. Good morning and welcome of one day national workshop in IPR events. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce the chief guest of this inauguration function, Mr. DP Gairola, Chairman Uttarakhand Electricity Commission Board of Uttarakhand Government, who has graciously accepted our invitations to join us today. Mr. DP Gairola is highly accomplished individual in the field of IPR and law. Sri DP Gairola was born 20 July 1959 in village Bangala, district Tehri Garhwal, Uttarakhand. He has done BA and LLB from HNB Garhwal Center University and LLM from Allahabad University. He joined judicial service in the year 1983 and serves at a various posts in Uttar Pradesh as municipal magistrate, judicial magistrate first class, ACJM, railway, chief judicial magistrate, and civil and assistant session judge. And in the year 2000, when Uttarakhand state come into existence, he opted Uttarakhand state. It was promoted in HJS cadre in the year 2003 and served as an additional district and session judge and special judge CBI. He served as a secretary Lok Ayukt as district and sessional judge Rudraprayag, Chamoli, Pithoragarh, Champavat, Haridwar, and Uttarkasi. He also served as a principal secretary legislative and parliament affairs and principal secretary legislative assembly in Uttarakhand government. He served as a Registrar General in the Honorable High Court, Nainital, and also served Administrative General, Government of Uttarakhand. And he, before joining this institution, was given serving as a Principal Secretary Law, LR, and Principal Secretary Legislative and Parliament Affairs in Uttarakhand government. He was sworn as a chairman and members law Uttarakhand Electricity Regulatory Commission's UERC on 12th April 2019 to till date. We are honored by your presence on this occasion, sir. Thank you, one and all. I invite DP sir, please come and bless us.
Mr. Director P.K. Chaudhary, Dr. Priyanka Pandey, Professor Bishant Kumar, Dr. D.S. Rawat, all other faculty members, professors, teaching staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to you all. I am delighted to have given you time, that you all have given time, and hopefully I will have your attention for the following couple of minutes till I speak on this very important and relevant topic, which we call an intellectual property rights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is intellectual property? In fact, as we name itself, the name suggests a property which is a product of the intellect. Intellectual property refers to creations of mind, such as inventions, literacy, and artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images used in commerce. Intellectual property is ideas, information, and knowledge. In other words, intellectual property is defined as intangible property that is the result of creativity. But the question is, why do we need to protect intellectual property? Inventors, designers, developers, and authors can protect the ideas they have developed, for instance, by means of copyright or patents. The aim is to prevent others from wrongly profiting from their creations or inventions. It also gives them an opportunity to earn back the money they invented in developing a product. Now, how we protect intellectual property is something we will understand while I proceed further on the topic. However, we need to understand how many types of categories of intellectual property exist. The main categories of intellectual property include like patents. Patent protects inventions and new and useful processes, products, or compositions of matter. Patent protection grants the invention exclusive right to make use and sell the invention for a limited period, that is about 20 years. Trademark. Trademarks are symbols, names, words, or devices used to identify and distinguish goods or services from those of others. Trademark protection helps prevent confusion among consumers and allows businesses to build brand recognition. Copyright. Copyrights protect original works of authorship, such as literacy, artistic, and musical creations. This protection includes the right to reproduce, distribute, perform, and display the work. Copyright protection is automatic upon creation and generally lasts for the life of the author plus a certain number of years. Trade secrets. I'm telling these in brief. Trade secrets include confidential business information such as formulas, processes, designs, or customer lists that provides a competitive advantage. Unlike other forms of intellectual property, protection for trade secrets is not time limited but relies on maintaining secrecy. Industrial designs. Industrial designs protect the visual design of objects that are not purely utilitarian. This can include the shape, configuration, or ornamentation of an article. Industrial design protection is typically granted for a specific period. Geographical indications. Geographical indications identify products as originating from a specific geographical location and possessing qualities, reputation, or characteristics associated with that location. Examples include chimpanzee and Darjeeling tea. Plant varieties. Protection of plant varieties involve granting exclusive rights to breeders for new and distinct plant varieties. Farmers' rights may also be recognized as protect traditional farming practices. Intellectual property rights are essential for fostering innovation, creativity, and economic development. They provide inventors, creators, and business with the legal means to protect their investments, encourage further innovation, and contribute to overall advancement of society. The legal framework for intellectual property varies across countries but generally aims to strike a balance between the interest of creators and the public. As I said, intellectual property rights are crucial for several reasons as they play significant role in fostering innovation, economic development, and the protection of creative and incentive efforts. Some key reasons highlighting the importance of intellectual properties are why the intellectual properties are to be preserved and protected for encouraging innovation and creativity. IP rights provide creators and inventors with the assurance that their efforts will be protected, encouraging them to invest time and resources into developing new ideas, inventors, and creative works. By providing exclusive rights to creators, IP rights stimulate innovation across various fields, including technology, art, and sciences. Economic growth and competitiveness. Intellectual property contributes significantly to economic growth by fostering a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. This in turn leads to the development of new industries and job opportunities. Countries with strong IP protection frameworks often attract more investment in research and development, technology transfers, and other innovative activities, making them more competitive on the global stage. Now, protection of investments. Companies and individuals often invest substantial resources in the development of a new product, technologies, and creative works. IP rights serve as a mechanism to protect these investments by providing exclusively and preventing unauthorized use or reproduction of competitors. Consumer protection. IP rights have ensured the quality and authenticity of products and services. Trademarks, for example, allow consumers to identify and choose products with confidence, knowing they are genuine and meet certain quality standards. Incentive for technology transfer. IP rights facilitate the transfer of technology and knowledge between different entities. Companies may license or sell their intellectual property, leading to the dissemination of innovations and advancements across industries and regions. Cultural and artistic preservation. Copyright and related rights protect the works of authors, artists, and creators, preserving cultural heritage and encouraging the production of diverse artistic and literary expressions. Public health and safety. In fields such as pharmaceuticals, IP rights play a crucial role in encouraging the development of new drugs and medical technologies. This in turn contributes to advancements in public health and safety. Legal framework and enforcement. Intellectual property laws provide a legal framework for resolving disputes related to the unauthorized use or infringement of IP rights. This framework ensures that creators and investors have the means to protect their interests. To summarize, we can say that intellectual property rights are fundamental to fostering innovation, protecting investments, promoting economic growth, and ensuring the continued development of science across various sectors. A well balanced and effective intellectual property system is essential for a thriving and competitive global economy. Going back to the history, the earliest record relating to intellectual property date back to the 6th century BC from Cyprus and ancient Greece. It's supposedly granted a year long exclusively for bakers to make their culinary invention. In a manner of speaking, the rise of intellectual property originated from the rising of bread. Granting exclusive rights is a culture of our modern society was born into. However, knowing that it has existed for millions uh, tells us our valuation of individual talents. In continuation to this, I would like to highlight that intellectual property rights is not a new subject to India. In fact, in ancient India, the concept of intellectual property rights existed in various forms, although it was not articulated in the same legal and institutional framework as we have today. Uh, in Vedic Yuga, Vidya, that education synonym with knowledge, was given as dan or charity in an ancient India. And giving of knowledge, Vidyadan was regarded as highest form of charity and held high Vedic culture. Neither the teacher nor the student ever owned the knowledge, yet it was passed from generation to generation. Such conceptualizations contrasts, contrasts with our current understanding and definitions of ownership of knowledge, transmission, and preservation, patents, and the like. This is very different from what would have been thousands of years ago. These are several verses. There are several verses in the sacred text which indicate that knowledge ought to be shared with all. The sacred text present some evidence on the wishes and aspect of the property. For example, the Bhagavad Gita, which is an epic mystical poem about life, death, love, and duty, advocates that we do not possess anything. Whatever property we own today was owned by someone else yesterday and shall be owned by someone else tomorrow. Although Lord Krishna teaching is a revelation, it is different to imagine our current world functioning without the existence of any form of attachment or ownership. Today, the human species requires a sense of belonging but also take pride in possessing things to the extent to which they form the species identity. So much so that the possessive nature of humans is not limited to material things alone but extends equally to preserving our knowledge. Thus, in the quest for protecting our creations, intellectual property right (IPR) are being asserted. The protection of one's creation is of great importance in today's world, particularly when it comes to the business. If a business fails to protect its rights over its creations, other businesses are likely to replicate it. The IPR system was put forward for a fight against the illegal acts which harm the growth of farmers, brands, personalities, and companies. Nevertheless, IPR are also becoming more and more useful for developing the nations and especially small business, with industrial nations having all amenities for their people. Developing countries are under pressure to provide the same for its country. Now, although the although the contours of the IPR are very vast, but presently we have there are certain legislations regarding the IPR, that is the Trademark Act 1999, Patents Act 1970, the Copyright Act 1957, the Design Act 2000, the Geographical Indications of Goods Registration Protection Act 1999, the Protection of Plants, Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001, the Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Design Act 2000, the Biological Diversity Act 2002. As I said, the area of the intellectual property is very vast and it is not possible to discuss all in few minutes. Therefore, in short, I will summarize the what the particular act deals with. Like Patents Act. Today, very often you would have heard that one has created something and he has patented it. So the patent was first introduced to the realms of Indian business in the year 1911, courtesy of the Indian Patent and Design Act 1911. This act was superseded in the year 1972 with the enforcement of the Patents Act 1970. The act, which is now governing act for patents in the country till now, went through an amendment in 2005 to be combined with the TRIPS agreement and is now known as Patents Amendment Act 2005. The amendment oversaw the extension of product patent to all fields of technology, including foods, drugs, chemicals, and microorganisms. Furthermore, the provisions pertaining to exclusive marketing rights has been repealed, and now the provision enabling grant of compulsory license has been framed as its replacement. For further reference, patent of business ideas in India. Number trademarks. The trademark is a unique symbol that differentiates one brand from the other and is considered essential for protecting the brand from being illegally replicated. The TRIPS agreement for the protection of trademarks incorporates the protection of distinguishing marks, recognition of service marks, indefinite periodical renewal of registration, abolition of compulsory licensing of trademarks, etc. In view of enacting the newly fabricated law, the Indian Trade and Merchandise Act 1958 was annulled to pave the way for the Trademarks Act 1999. The newly introduced governing regulation is designed in accordance with the international system and practices mandated by the TRIPS agreement. The Trademark Act of 1999 provides for the registration of service marks, the filing of multi-class applications, enhancing the term of trademark registration to 10 years, the recognition of the concept of the well-known marks, etc. The Indian legal framework has also extended the protection to domain names. While the previous regulations merely included goods and services for the purpose of registration, the infringement rules for the current regulations have been modified to include the unauthorized use of similar or confusingly similar marks. These amendments provide lesser room for defaulters. The police are now entitled to seize any infringing materials without producing a warrant. Trademark infringement could impose the defaulter with imprisonment for a term of at least 6 months, which may extend to 3 years, and this would be coupled with a fine of not less than 50,000, which may even go up to 2 lakhs. The Madrid Protocol amendment of the Trademarks Act in 2010 led to India's foray into the Madrid Protocol in 2013, thereby enabling Indian entities to register their trademarks in 97 countries by filing a single application form. Likewise, foreign entities of the number of countries are also allowed to register their marks in India. Copyright. Not many acts in India has passed the test of time, but the Copyright Act falls among such exceptions. The act was formulated in the year 1957 and has been amended from time to time to be on par with the international standards as specified in TRIPS. The act preserves the right of artistic endeavors, which includes painting, sculpting, drawing, engaging photography, artistic craftsmanship, dramatic work, literacy work, musical work, sound recording, and cinematography, and it and is reflective of the Berne Convention of Protection of Literacy and Artistic Works 1886 and the Universal Copyrights Conventions. Apart from these two conventions, the country is a party to the Geneva Conventions for the protection of rights of producers or phonograms. The country is also an active member of the World Intellectual Property Organizations and the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO. The following are the some of the features provisions for the act. The act doesn't mandate the need of qualitative work, and any unique work with little in common with the other works qualify for this purpose. Industrial designs. The TRIPS agreement has accorded India with the ingredients that help in the protection of industrial designs. The Designs Act 2000 caters to those requirements by providing protections to original and aesthetically appealing designs which have the potential for commercial applications and is in consonance with the evolvements in technology and economical advances. Geographical indications. A geographical indications is utilized on goods with a specific geographical origin, and it consists of qualities and reputation of the area due to place of origin. Right of terms are available and needs to be protected against misuse and dishonest commercial operators. As you would have seen the about the geographical area, we see Dehradun ka basmati, um, like any हाँ, चक्रोता का राजमा, uh, लखनऊ की रेवड़ी, आगरा का पेठा. These are the geographical areas which cover the IP Act. The TRIPS agreement listed out the minimum standards of protection, yes, and additional protection for wines and spirits. In view of this, India has adopted legislative measures by enacting the Geographical Indications of Goods Registration Protection Act 1999 and Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Rules 2002. The Geographical Indications of Goods Registration Protection Act 1919 describes geographical indication with respect to goods as an indication which identifies such goods as agricultural goods, natural goods, or manufactured goods as originating or manufactured in the territory of a country or a region or locally in that territory where a given quantity and quality, reputation, or other characteristics of such goods is essentially attributable to the geographical region. And in case where such goods are manufactured, goods are one of the activities of either the production or in processing the preparation of the goods concerned take place in such territory. The use of GIS in India is widespread as the indication can be seen in a variety of products such as, just as I said, basmati chawal, Darjeeling tea, Fanny Alfonso mango, apple green cardamom, crow cardamom, silk sari, Kolhapuri chappal, and host of other commodities. Plant varieties. As a part of the ratification of the TRIPS agreement, India has enacted the Protection of Plant Varieties Act, Farmers Act 2001, commonly known as the Plant Act. As per the recommendations of the International Union for Protection of New Varieties of Plants, Geneva, and the Act facilitate the creation of protection of plant varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority. The body is entrusted with the task of promoting the development of new varieties of plants as well as the protection of plant varieties and the rights of the farmers and breeders. Till now, the Indian government has notified 114 crops with the genera to the registered under the initiative. The development is set to sustain the progress of the most important sector of all, agriculture, as more emphasis will be attributed for discovering or developing new breeds. The scheme also seeks to enhance the growth of the seed industry and offer the Indian farmers with better quality of seeds. Layout designs of integrated circuits. The Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Design Act 2000 was drafted into the Indian Governing Council in compliance with the TRIPS agreement. The act is aimed at ensuring the protection of layout designs in integrated circuits. Layout designs refer to layout of transistors and other circuitry elements. It includes lead wires connecting such elements and expressed in any manner in the semiconductor integrated circuit. Semiconductor integrated circuit. The Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Design Act 2000 describes a semiconductor integrated circuit as a product with transistors and other circuitry elements which are inseparably formed on a semiconductor material, insulating material, or inside the semiconductor material and designed to perform an electronic circuit function. Data protection. Data protection laws refer to collection of the privacy laws, policies and procedure which are intended to curtail the privacy instructions caused by the collection, storage and dissemination of personal data. Personal data is general terms is the information or data pertaining to a person who can be identified from a particular information or data collected by a government, private organization or agency. India doesn't have an express law for data protection, though certain provisions for the same can be found in the relevant laws, which includes Information Technology Act 2000 and Indian Contract 1872. A codified law for this purpose is likely to be enforced in the forthcoming years. Information technology and cyber crimes. The laws associated with the domain of the information technology is governed by the Information Technology Act 2000. The Act is aimed at rendering the legal recognition of transactions pursued through electric area interchange and other means of electronic communication involving the use of alternative to paper-based methods of communication and storage of information with governmental agencies. These provisions of the Act are over there. Now, just I can say that there were certain cases also regarding the this Patent Act and Copyright Act. There was a very important case, Bajaj Electrical Limited versus Gaurav Bajaj and others. The fact of the case are that the plaintiff was a part of the renowned Bajaj industry Coimbatore conglomerate and had electrical store of the same brand name. The defendant owned two electrical stores and used the name Bajaj as a part of his store names and also and had website for the same. Besides this, the defendant used the expression powered by Bajaj. In the course of state, the plaintiff established their right over the name of by providing Bajaj had been legally granted the status of a well-known trademark, and thus the defendant had no right to use it. It was further contended that the use of the above stated expression by the defendant was a clear attempt to deceive the public by suggesting that the plaintiff sponsored, endorsed, and defendant's store. Thus, the plaintiff filed a suit for the injunction against the infringement of the right by the defendant. At the present era, what we see, whatever sometime we are eating, we are taking from the market, like pizza, like other from other places. They all are the trademarks. Similarly, whatever we are wearing, different type of varieties of like shoes, Adidas, and others. All these are the trademarks. And if somebody makes of the same time, so he is not permitted to do so. So, in fact, in the present scenario, in present time, when it has become very necessary to protect the particular work or particular product done by made by a particular company, so that the other company may not use it. So, in short, these are the what we can say important legislations which I have already said. It is important to note that the legal framework for intellectual property rights in India is subject to amendments and updates to align with the international standards and emerging challenges. Therefore, individuals and businesses are encouraged to stay informed about the latest developments in intellectual property law in India. Ladies and gentlemen, with more expansion of this domain, we see that the intellectual property rights face a range of challenges and issues in the contemporary world. These issues arise with the rapid pace of technological advancement, globalization, and the need to balance an interest of creators, innovators, consumers, and the public. Some prevailing issues in the field of intellectual property rights include piracy and counterfeiting. The digital age has made it easier to reproduce uh, and distribute copyrighted material without proper authorizations. Software piracy, illegal downloading of music and movies, and the production of counterfeit goods remain significant challenges. Access to knowledge, striking the balance between the protecting intellectual property and encouraging access to essential knowledge, particularly in the fields like medicines and agriculture, is a complex challenge. Issues such as access to affordable medicines and sharing agriculture innovations for sustainable development are part of this debate. Patent system challenges. Some argue that the patent system, particularly in a pharmaceutical industries, can hinder access to life-saving drugs due to high prices and the granting of the overlay broad patents, striking a balance between incentivizing the innovation and ensuring public access to essential medicines is a persistent challenge. Open source and free culture movements. The rise of open source software and the free culture movement challenges traditional copyright models. These movements advocates for sharing of creative works and knowledge without the restrictions imposed by conventional copyright laws. With growing emphasis on sustainable and green technologies, legal challenges related to the protection of intellectual property, the environmental sector may arise. Balancing innovation in green technologies with environmental sustainability will be important. Adapting to these challenges will require dynamic legal framework that can respond to technological, social, and economic changes. It will also involve continuous dialogues between policymakers, legal experts, industry, stakeholders, and the public to ensure that intellectual property laws align with evolving needs and values. With this, I conclude my words and thank you all once again for your patience and attentively listening to me.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। आपके वर्ड्स हमें ज़रूर एनकरेज करेंगे और हमारी आगे फ्यूचर में बहुत हेल्प करेंगे। नाउ फॉर द प्रोफाइल रीडिंग ऑफ द गेस्ट ऑफ ओनर्स डॉक्टर प्रियंका पांडे मैम, आई रिक्वेस्ट डी.एस. रावत सर ऑन स्टेज।
थैंक यू सुमित। मैं डाइज में सभी डायग्निटीज से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो उधर आ जाए। मैडम का पीपीटी इसके बाद स्टार्ट है। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, डीपी गैरोला सर। आपके जो वर्ल्ड थे और आपने जो आईपीआर के बारे में इतने कम टाइम पे हमारे एग्रीकल्चर का जो पूरा सिलेबस है, आईपीआर, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट, जिसमें ये सब चीजें हैं, प्लांट वेराइटीज, ज्योग्राफिकल इंडिकेशंस, पेटेंट एक्ट 2005, इन सब चीजों में प्रकाश डाला और उनको बताया कि किस तरीके से आप पेटेंट के बारे में, कैसे पेटेंट को, कैसे आईपीआर को आप समझ समझ सकते हैं। थोड़ी देर के लिए थोड़ा इंटरप्शन था, क्षमा प्रार्थी हैं आप लोगों से। इस इवेंट का को आगे बढ़ाते हुए अब मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा, हमारे सामने एक बहुत एनर्जेटिक युवा चेहरा सामने आएगा, जिनका कि अपना आईपीआर के बारे में बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है। मैं थोड़ा उनके बारे में आपको अवगत करा दूं कि मैडम का जो रिसर्च एक्सपर्टाइज है वो कौन सा स्पेशलाइजेशन है। पहले तो मैं मैडम धन्यवाद आपका, आपने इतने कम टाइम पे हमारा इनविटेशन स्वीकार किया। वेलकम डॉक्टर प्रियंका पांडे मैडम, वी आर डिलाइट टू हैव you join us. We are excited and thrilled to have you abroad, and our entire team is looking forward to having you have. We extend warm welcome on behalf of everyone and believe that your intelligence, talent, and energy will an asset to our institute. Welcome, madam. Dr. Priyanka Pandey is an associate professor HR at Doon Business School, Dehradun. She holds a PhD from, बेटा आप बैठ जाइए, हो गया 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 बस। Sorry. Dr. Priyanka Pandey is an associate professor HR at Doon Business School, Dehradun. She holds a PhD from Chandigarh University, Mohali, Chandigarh. Dr. Pandey has successfully qualified the National Eligibility Test NEET examination and possesses over 12-year extensive experience in labor law and intellectual property right. As a highly accomplished researcher, Dr. Pandey has made significant contribution to academia. She has authored and published more than 30 international research papers in esteemed journals. She showcasing her commitment to advancing knowledge in her field. In addition, she has authored 4 books, contributed to 8 book chapters, and developed 15 cases study, highlighting her diverse and profile uh, research profile. Dr. Pandey current focus revolve around tribal women's entrepreneurship and the socio-economic empowerment of the disabled population in the Uttarakhand regions. Her research reflect a keen interest in addressing social issue and promoting inclusive economic development. In addition to her academic pursuit, Dr. Priyanka Pandey is an active member of various journals, editorial boards, where she contributes to the scholarly review process. Beyond her professional engagement, she is also involved in social work, further demonstrating her commitment to make a positive impact on a society. Her multifaceted expertise, extensive research contribution, and dedication to social cases make Dr. Priyanka Pandey is distinguished professional in her field. Thank you, madam. I invite you, please give a, please deliver your lecture. Welcome, madam.
Good afternoon, all. Chief guest Dr. D.P. Gairola, Director Dr. Chaudhary, Registrar Sir Professor Vishran, Dean Applied Science Dr. Rawat, and all the faculty members and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Rawat for such a generous introduction and having me here on this one-day workshop on intellectual property right. And I would say that students are looking very bright, and I think they will learn something today. And I would like to thank Dr. Mr. Garola also. He has already set up the ground for this one day workshop on intellectual property right with the legal framework, right? So, what I believe is, can I have the other mic? ये वाला mic दे दो. Thank you. Okay. Uh, Before I start with my session, I would like to ask my students here which stream you belong to. Just raise your hand. Applied sciences. If you belong to sciences, raise your hand, please. Okay, all of them, they are from sciences. All right. So, any other area? No? Okay. So we'll be having more example from your area, right? Since you are from sciences, so you'll have more of example related to that. So let's start. So what is your expectation from this IPR workshop? What is your expectation? Hanji, learning. Why you people are here? Can I ask you this? Anyone from you? Okay. हाँ ऐसा होता है थोड़ा सा ना कभी कि बोला है बैठना है चलिए कोई नहीं सो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट की जब हम बात करते हैं व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट वी टॉक अबाउट थ्री थिंग मेजरली ट्रेडमार्क कॉपीराइट एंड दी पेटेंट एक चीज आप समझिएगा all these three are going to be very useful for you if you understand it. See, the ultimate part is that we are filing the patent or we are going for the copyright, right? But before we do that, we must know the basic aspect of it. As an individual, as a student, we must know, right? We must know what it is. How many of you are on social media? Raise your hand. Content creator. आजकल नया है ना ये content creator. Please raise your hand. Those who are owning the channel, social media channel, raise your hand, please. नहीं इसमें शर्माने की कोई बात नहीं है. Okay. Okay. So are you even aware which content to copy and which content you cannot copy? Can you differentiate? You copy anything? Huh? No? Are you aware of that? Okay. So I'll make you aware of that, right? So that will be your learning, right? Since you are from science background, so yes, if you can come up with some new findings, new discoveries, new invention, so you can eventually go for filing the patents and you can have your own, what we call the plant, coming up with some new variety of some rice or some other aromatic plant, something like that, right? But before we do that, we must know for our day to day life, because these words आपने सुना होगा सोशल मीडिया में काफी ये चीज चलती है, कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स कहते हैं कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक आ गया. सुना है ना ये कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक आ गया. क्या होता है वो कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक, क्यों आ जाता है? कई बार नोइंगली, कई बार unknowingly, right? At times you don't even realize that it is a copyright issue, right? Because you are not aware about the basic nuances of it, right? So koi rocket science nahi hai. These are the basic thing and we'll take it up one by one. All right, so next. Okay, so flow of the presentation will be, I'll be talking about what is IPR, and then the kind of property. Then we have the types of IPR, and then we'll be talking about the WIPO. WIPO is an organization. WTO के बारे में सबने सुना है? United Nations. Are you aware of it? United Nations. All right. So there are many bodies to United Nations. So WIPO is also one of the bodies that deals with the intellectual property, right? That deals with the intellectual property. So there are free courses available. So as a student, you can do those courses also, right? They are the freely available courses which will give you an understanding of what is copyright, what is trademark, and all, right? Like the Coursera is the paid version, like the Swayam NPTEL we do. So you can also access the WIPO platform, right, for your the knowledge. Then process of filing patent, I'll be focusing little on this because that's the thing. If you have the invention, if you have the innovation in your mind, then there are agencies, there are, you know, government bodies which are there to help you out in that process, because it's a little complex process, it's not that easy, right? So there are people to help you out in that, but the ultimate thing is that you must have the idea, right? The idea is important, right? So we'll be talking about the pre-phase, not the filing phase, right? So I'll be focusing little on that, but yes. Next. Okay, so sir has already talked about it. What is intellectual property? Acha, property kya hoti? What is property? What is property? Anyone? Please raise your hand if you're saying something. Yes. Can we be a little participative? जैसे जमीन, yes, land is also property. There are movable property, there are immovable property. वैसे ही there is the intellectual property, right? Now the movable property like your land, right? You can save it, you can safeguard it. आप कर सकते हैं उसे, क्या करते हैं, जमीन की रजिस्ट्री कराते हैं. It's similar to that. You give the intellectual property, you get the patent, right? So you claim that it is yours. You do the copyright, you go for the trademark, right? You claim that it is yours, right? When we get the GI tag, sir mentioned that GI tag, geographical indicator, right? Banarsi sari हमारी है. That art, बिहार में एक वो चलता है ना, मधुबनी art. That is, yeah, Madhubani painting. That is a geographical indicator. Madhubani has its origin in Bihar, right? So we have safeguarded. Now, anywhere in the world, if someone copies that, it will be called as Madhubani art only. It can't be called as California art or some, you know, London art, right? So it's that. So intellectual property, if we take, it includes the literary and artistic work, design, symbols, name, image used in the commerce, right? So we'll be take it up one by one. Next. Okay, so why rights? Up next कर दीजिए. Why rights? Why we need rights? So property is of three types: movable, like your car, your pen, your furniture; immovable, land, your building; and intellectual, book, any invention, right? That is the intellectual property. So we are focusing on intellectual property, right? Next, please. Now there are types of IPR, right? Patent, trademark, geographical indication, copyright, neighboring rights. So we'll talk about it later on. Integrated circuit, industrial design, trade secret, right? So ये सारे हमारे intellectual property के components है. These are the types of intellectual properties which we need to understand, right? All right. So when we talk about the intellectual property, so copyright हम जो लेते हैं, कॉपीराइट डील्स विद द लिटरेरी वर्क. मेरी बुक है, उसका कॉपीराइट है, ठीक है? लिटरेरी वर्क, आर्टिस्टिक वर्क, राइट? लाइक द म्यूजिक, ठीक है? Copyright, trademark, industrial design, these are the subcomponents of industrial property. So we'll again next please. All right. So before we start with the discussion on the aspect, let's have few points on this. Should intellectual property be protected? Like, we also talk about the free flow of information, free idea, everything free. So why does intellectual property be protected? Now this question is for you. करना चाहिए हमें? क्यों हमें इसको प्रोटेक्ट करना है? क्यों जरूरत है? फ्री फ्लो रहने दो ना, मैंने बनाया, आपने बनाया, सबने बनाया, फ्री रहने देते हैं उसको, क्यों कर रहे हैं? Why we are protecting it? Why there is a need of protection? Anyone? Anyone? The girl sitting at the back. पीछे. हाँ, करना चाहिए? हाँ या ना, इसके दो ही आंसर हो सकते हैं. थोड़ा करना चाहिए, थोड़ा नहीं करना चाहिए, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा. करना चाहिए, पूरा करना चाहिए. ओके. कोई ऐसा है जो इस बात को सपोर्ट कर रहा है? एनीवन फ्रॉम यू हु इज सपोर्टिंग दिस व्यू कि there should be a free flow of information, nothing should be, like, protected or as such? No? Okay, good. Next. So yes is protecting such property motivates creator to create, right? So that's the motivation. If I've created something and if I'm getting credit of that, right? So it's a good idea, it will motivate me further, right? And no, free idea create more benefit to the more people. So if you're saying no कि नहीं होना चाहिए, हमें किसी को protect करने की जरूरत नहीं है, make it free to everyone, then again it has a view, very strong view, कि free idea सब लोग use करें. क्या हो गया, मैंने म्यूजिक बनाया तो आप भी यूज करिए, ये भी यूज करते हैं. So both has the pros and cons, but yes, here we are saying that it should be protected because it is good for the motivation, it is good for the creator to get some credit, to get some royalty, to get some money out of it, some incentive out of it, right? So answer is yes. So hum sab ek page pe hain, we all are on the same page. Yes, it should be protected, right? जैसे कल के दिन आप ही एक सोशल मीडिया पे चैनल बनाए और आपको लगे कि मैंने तो बहुत मेहनत से कंटेंट बनाया, एंड नेक्स्ट डे वो किसी और चैनल पे दिख रहा है, तो कैसा लगेगा आपको? हाउ विल यू फील? यू विल फील डीमोटिवेटेड, राइट? आप बोलोगे मैंने तो 4 घंटा रिसर्च किया, 2 घंटा एडिटिंग में लगाए, एंड समवन एल्स हैव कॉपीड इट एज इट इज. But with the help of copyright protection, you have right with you, which gives you power, which empowers you actually. Next please. Okay, now what is patent? So patent की जब हम बात करते हैं तो patent 3 लेवल पे हो सकता है. एक तो होता है प्रोडक्ट का पेटेंट बनाना. लेट्स लुक एट दिस कैमरा. ठीक है, ये एक सर्टेन डिजाइन है, राइट? अब मुझे लगता है कि ये राउंड नहीं होना चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए, स्क्वायर में ही होना चाहिए, राइट? थोड़ा चेंज किया डिजाइन, राइट? मैंने ऐसे बना दिया कि इसको मैं फोल्ड करके आई कैन पुट इट इन माय पॉकेट. So this type of patent is called as design patent, where you are patenting the design. जैसे कोको कोला की बॉटल है ना, बॉटल है, इट हैज अ सर्टेन शेप, है ना? या फिर कोई कैन है, ठीक है, इट हैज अ सर्टेन शेप, वो डिजाइन आपने पेटेंट करा लिया, ठीक है? आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम, देखो छोटी से ऑल्टरेशन भी एक इनोवेशन है, कुछ नया है, इजी कर रहा है आपकी लाइफ को, राइट? सो दैट इनोवेशन कैन बी पेटेंटेड, राइट? सो एनी ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न, right, which is unique. Now I'll also be talking about the elements of. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ ऐसी चीज जो बिल्कुल ऑब्वियस है आपने कर दी और आपने बोला मेरा तो इनोवेशन हो गया, तो ऐसा भी नहीं है. कुछ ऐसा जो यूनिक हो, विच इज नॉन ऑब्वियस. हम कहते हैं पेटेंट में, हम एक चीज कहते हैं नॉन ऑब्वियस होना चाहिए, ठीक है? अब पानी में नमक डाल के आपने बोला ये तो ना कुछ टेस्ट हो गया, कुछ सॉल्टी सा हो गया, सॉल्टी तो होगा, इट्स क्वाइट ऑब्वियस, राइट? कुछ मीठा डाल दिया तो मीठा हो गया. आई हैव क्रिएटेड दी a drink which is sweet in nature. That is quite obvious. You have not done anything, is it? कुछ अनोखा किया आपने? Yes. आप कुछ कह रहे सर? जी 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 सर. So आपने कॉन्सेप्ट लिखा है ना, देखिए इसमें
पेपर अपना पब्लिश कर दिया,
जी
मेरी जानकारी थी, उसमें नॉवेल्टी जो भी थी, मैं उस पेपर से पब्लिश कर दिया।
जी
मैं चाहता हूँ कि पेटेंट कराऊं,
जी
क्या मैं करवा सकता हूँ अगर मैंने पब्लिश कर रखा है तो?
सर, इस एग्जाम्पल को थोड़ा सा इलाबोरेट करके आप मुझे बताएंगे कि आपने उस पेपर में एग्जैक्टली
सारी इंफॉर्मेशन
सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी है और अब आप उसको पेटेंट कराना चाहते हैं। देखिए, एक होता है जब हम पेटेंट भी कराते हैं तो वी गिव द कॉन्सेप्ट, राइट, वी गिव द कॉन्सेप्ट विच यू हैव ऑलरेडी रिटन in your paper, so that is your copyrighted material, so you can use that in the form of पेटेंट, तो आप उसे यूज कर सकते हैं क्योंकि वो आपका ही कॉपीराइटेड मटेरियल है। सर, इसमें क्या होता है कि जब आप ऑब्वियसली आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया है ना, आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया, आप अब प्रोडक्ट को कर रहे हैं ना, आप वो जो बना रहे हैं जिसकी कमर्शियल वैल्यू है, सो कमर्शलाइजेशन यू आर एडिंग टू दैट, राइट? सो व्हाट आई बिलीव इज you can search a bit more on this because I've come across the same the case with one of my colleague, and he has done the same, right? So by taking little of the content from the paper, ही हैज पेटेंटेड द मटेरियल, वो सेम ही है उनका आइडिया जो उन्होंने वहां दिया है, नोवेलिटी है, एवरीथिंग इज देयर एंड पेटेंट इज ऑल्सो देयर, राइट? सो दोनों चीजें साइमल्टेनियसली वर्क करती है क्योंकि दैट इज योर कॉपीराइटेड मटेरियल एंड आई बिलीव दैट गोज साइमल्टेनियसली, देयर इज नो harm in that, right? Next is the utility. Utility is about the process, right? Utility एक हो गया प्रोडक्ट का आपने पेटेंट करा लिया, दूसरा हो गया प्रोसेस। प्रोसेस मीन्स किसी काम को करने का तरीका, राइट? किसी काम को करने का तरीका, राइट? रेसिपी जैसे होती ना, एक रेसिपी, पहले ये किया फिर ये किया फिर ये किया, दैट इज द प्रोसेस, स्पेशली इन फार्मास्यूटिकल, राइट? वी टॉक अबाउट दिस यूटिलिटी, we talk about the process patent, right, where we patent the process of making a medicine, right? So some other company cannot use the same process, right, for making the medicine in the similar manner, so they have to change on that, right? So उनको सेम प्रोसेस वो नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज प्रोसेस आपने पेटेंट करा लिया है, ठीक है? अल्टीमेट आउटपुट सेम हो सकता है आपका, सेम मेडिसिन आप बना रहे हैं, बट यू हैव टू डू द रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग देन, ठीक है? आपको थोड़ा सा बैक आना पड़ेगा। देन वी हैव द प्लांट, जो एग्रीकल्चर वालों के लिए काफी कॉमन है, कुछ नई आपने प्रजाति लेके आए हैं आप, कुछ नया है ना प्लांट आपने लेके आए हैं, जैसे कीनू आजकल बहुत आ रहे हैं ना मार्केट में। कीनू क्या है? इज इट ऑरेंज? इज इट ऑरेंज? क्या है कीनू? हाँ, तो कीनू इज ऑल्सो it's an example which is nearby, तो पंजाब एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी, आई बिलीव दे हैव done this innovation, so कुछ भी नया आप कर रहे हैं, कुछ राइस की नई वैरायटी आप ले आए, कुछ नया अपना प्लांट आपने बनाया, कुछ हाइब्रिड किया, कुछ किया, तो वो सारी चीजें आपकी प्लांट पेटेंट में आती है, ठीक है? प्लीज नेक्स्ट। Okay, so like I was talking about the classification of the patent. So कुछ भी obvious करना patent नहीं हो सकता है. It has to be very novel. It should be new, original and unusual, right? Useful. It should be useful to the industry. Obviously आप patent इसलिए करा रहे हैं कि उसकी कोई commercial value है. If there is a no commercial value, then there is of no use ना. मैं ऐसा patent करा के क्या करूंगी जिसका कोई फायदा नहीं होगा? What फायदा I will get out of it? When I will make it available to the industry, when industry will be using my patent, my work, and they will commercialize it, usse mujhe royalty milegi, right? Non obvious, this I've already discussed. Next please. Okay, so this I have already talked about. Next please. ओके, सो आपको सबसे पहले जब भी आप थोड़ा सा मैं यहाँ पे डिस्कस कर देती हूँ कि हाउ टू अप्लाई फॉर अ पेटेंट। सो सबसे पहले आपको प्रोसेस के अंदर नहीं जाना है, आप सिंपल सी चीज़ ये समझिए कि आपका आइडिया यूनिक है या नहीं है, बिकॉज देर आर सो मेनी पीपल हु आर वर्किंग ऑन द सेम आइडिया, सेम थिंग, राइट? आपके जैसे और बहुत सारे बच्चे साइंसेस की कोर्स कर रहे हैं, राइट? डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कॉलेजेस से, यूनिवर्सिटी से, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, रिसर्चर्स, राइट? So if you want to see whether your idea is available for the patent, you must check in the database, right? Uh, Before making a formal application, an applicant should research the patent and trademark office database. So ये government database है, यहाँ पे आप जा सकते हैं and you can check whether that idea is freely available or I mean that patent is not there, right? कि वो चीज़ किसी ने पहले से पेटेंट करा रखी है नहीं करा रखी है, ठीक है? उसके बाद ही आप फाइलिंग प्रोसेस के लिए आगे जाएंगे, वरना वो रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा, वैसे भी कोई बेनिफिट उसका नहीं है, ठीक है? तो इतना तो आप कर सकते हैं, इवन इफ यू आर having some idea जिसके ऊपर आप वर्कआउट करना चाहते हैं, so you can take it up further, right? Yeah. So there are certain fees associated with that you have to pay while filing and all. So that's a different story. See, here I would like to highlight this issue. If you have any concern or any, if you want to get more idea on how to proceed with the patents and all, you have the idea everything, but you want to proceed further, you can take help of the UCOST Information Center. There is a patent filing information center. आप उनसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, दे विल हेल्प यू फॉर फ्री बिकॉज इट्स देयर वर्क ओनली, राइट? दैट इंफॉर्मेशन सेंटर इज अवेलेबल फॉर द आइडिया डिसेमिनेशन एंड टू हेल्प द रिसर्चर्स, बिकॉज एज ए लेमन शायद हमें उतना आइडिया नहीं होता है कि कैसे करना है प्रोसेस के साथ, राइट? सो दे आर द एक्सपर्ट इन दैट, सो दे विल सर्टनली हेल्प यू आउट, राइट? सो यू कैन कनेक्ट विद देम and I hope you all have been to Vigyan Dham. So सर कभी ले जाएंगे अगर आप नहीं गए हैं तो. They have been to Vigyan Dham, झाझरा. तो हाँ, तो आप फिर कभी जाएं तो एक बार उनके इंफॉर्मेशन सेंटर में जाके इसके बारे में इंक्वायर कर सकते हैं. एंड मुझे लगता है कि यू ऑल आर अ यंग माइंड, आपके माइंड में बहुत सारी इनोवेशन क्रिएटिविटी आती होगी, है ना? बट यू डोंट नो हाउ टू चैनलाइज इट, हाउ टू प्रोसीड विद इट फर्दर, है ना? Okay, next. Okay, first aspect is over, that is the patent. Now we'll talk about the trademark. अब ये तो आपने देखा ही होगा, है ना? Brands, है ना? जैसी आप टिक साइन देखते हैं, what is that? Nike, Adidas, 3 line, 3 step. Choriak, there are so many brands, right? GOOGLE, green, yellow, red color combination, Google. Right? So this trademark is a recognizable sign, any design, any expression which identifies product, right? When you see these, sign, you recognize with the brand. Trademark, their business mark, right? The trademark owner can be an individual or business organization. So trademark business का भी हो सकता है, organization का, individual के name पे भी हो सकता है. A trademark is located on a package or label on product itself, right? So it can have on any of the thing, right? आपके प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर भी हो सकता है, कंपनी नेम के ऊपर भी हो सकता है, कहीं भी हो सकता है. अल्टीमेट प्रोडक्ट पैकेज किसी के ऊपर भी हो सकता है, बिकॉज दैट ट्रेडमार्क्स मेक्स द प्रोडक्ट रिकॉग्नाइजेबल. कैसे आप एडिडास को नाइकी से डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं? शू तो शू है ना, अगर वो हटा दिया जाए तो क्या उसका, आप उसको कैसे रिकॉग्नाइज करेंगे? यू ओनली रिकॉग्नाइज थ्रू ट्रेडमार्क, इजंट इट? या और कोई तरीका है पहचानने का? हाँ, पीछे बच्चे, कैन यू रिकॉग्नाइज द प्रोडक्ट विद एनी अदर थिंग? नो? ओके, करेक्ट. सो टीएम, आपने ये काफी बार ये लिखा हुआ देखा होगा, टीएम, है ना? प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर राउंड में टीएम लिखा होता है, दैट मीन ट्रेडमार्क, राइट? एसएम इज फॉर सर्विस. Between service and marketing, service and product. Service, क्या होती है सर्विस? एनीवन? हाँ जी. प्रोडक्ट तो वी नो ना, प्रोडक्ट वी नो. Any tangible thing, this is the product, the camera is the product, your chair is the product. What is the service? Education is the service, doctor is the service, lawyer is the service, right? There is no tangible thing associated with that. You cannot touch these services, है ना? Right? So TM and SM. TM is for trademark for product and SM is for, right? Okay, next please. Now these are the geographical indicator that signifies the origin are sign used as good that have a specific geographical origin and possess qualities, a reputation or characteristics that are essentially attributable to that of the place of origin, right? So हम उस चीज को उस जगह के नाम से जानते हैं, we link with you know that particular location. ठीक है? उत्तराखंड के कोई जीआई टैग्स है, कोई बता सकता है उत्तराखंड के जीआई टैग्स? हाँ जी, चौलाई, ओके, और क्या है? Madua, okay. Recently, we got the GI tag for many products, right? That's good. Madua, yes. Madua is becoming very famous now, है ना? Finger millets, yeah, yeah. So, most commonly, a geographical indication includes the name of the place of the origin of the good, like Banarsi sari, the Shahri Aam. Next, please. Sari, the Shahri Aam. Next, please. Now, you can see every location. What is this? Blue pottery of Jaipur, Rajasthan, Chanderi fabric of Madhya Pradesh. If you are from different location, you can link with that. Kutch embroidery, Gujarat, Solapur, right? This chadar. Then we have Mysore silk saris, right? Then there are many Salim fabric. Then we have a Pochampuli Ikat sari, again sari. Then we have Kani shawl from Jammu and Kashmir, right? Kullu shawl from Himachal Pradesh. Then we have Madhubani paintings from Bihar, and there are so many. Orissa again, Ikat sari. So these are the GI tags, which are very, you can find in different places, right? Now we have the copyrights. Now this is of something which you need to understand, which content to use, which content you cannot use, right? These days we are more into downloading the things online. Even as a teacher, we download a lot of content, right? Which might not be very, that should not be used, right? But we unknowingly use because we are not aware which content is freely available or not. So now, what is copyright? It gives the creator of an original work exclusive right to it, usually for a limited time, right? So copyright may apply to a wide range of creative, artistic work, any music related work, right? So, yeah, Copyright Act is made the product literary, musical, dramatic, artistic work. आप कोई वीडियो बनाया आपने, राइट? सॉन्ग लगा दिया पीछे से, कर सकते हैं ऐसा? कैन वी डू दैट? कैन वी डू दैट? कॉपीराइट आ जाएगा, है ना? क्यों आता है वो कॉपीराइट? पर कुछ म्यूजिक्स पे नहीं आता, क्यों नहीं आता? और वो कौन से म्यूजिक है जो नहीं आता? यस, कर सकते हो। तो ये साइन आपको पहचानने हैं। यू हैव टू रिकॉग्नाइज दीज साइंस कि अगर किसी कंटेंट के ऊपर ये साइन, इवन एक इमेज होती, बेसिक इमेज होती है, साइन होते हैं उस पे, सी सी करके कुछ लिखा होता है ना, या क्रिएटिव कॉमन्स, ठीक है, हम समझेंगे आगे नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे, ठीक है? ऑलराइट, नेक्स्ट प्लीज। कॉपीराइट सिंबल, नेक्स्ट प्लीज। Now this is important. Is it visible at the back? Is it visible? All right. So let's focus here because we all are the social media influencers, the budding influencers. हमारे चैनल पे बहुत जल्दी बहुत सारे followers होने वाले हैं, तो we need to be little careful about it, right? So now you see this. This is the attribution. This is no derivative work, equals to का sign है. Then we have the share alike non-commercial. अब इसका मतलब क्या है? If you see this by, ये by है, this is nd. I'm just reading it out so that it is clear to you. This is sa, nc non-commercial. डॉलर का साइन है, कट किया हुआ है, डॉलर का साइन है यहाँ पे एंड कट किया हुआ है. It means it is non-commercial. Others can copy, distribute, display, perform, or remix your work, but for non-commercial purpose only. ठीक है? आप अगर commercial use इसका कर रहे हैं, तो वो कॉपीराइट स्ट्राइक इन्फ्रिजमेंट है उसका, ठीक है। शेयर अलाइक, ये उल्टा सी बना हुआ है, ऐसे लिखा हुआ है, ऐसे मीन्स others can distribute your work only under a license identical to the one you have chosen for your work, right? तो आपने अगर लाइसेंस उसका लिया है तो आप एज इट इज उसको शेयर अलाइक कर सकते हैं, if you have got the license. Got it? Then we have equals to NO, no derivative work. Derivation means उससे derive नहीं कर सकते, आप कुछ और नहीं बना सकते उसका, ठीक है। Like others can only copy, distribute, display or perform verbatim as it is. Verbatim means as it is. You cannot remix, आप अपना कुछ add नहीं कर सकते उसमें, ठीक है। Share alike as it is use करना उसे, ठीक है। And then we have the attribution. Others can copy, distribute, display, perform and remix your work if they credit your name. So attribution में कोई problem नहीं है. Attribution is very simple. अगर आप उन्हें credit दे दे कि ये song है from this particular artist, credit दे के आप use कर सकते हैं अगर उसने ये वाला sign डाला है वहाँ BY, ठीक है। Yes, with the credit, right? Because they have given this attribution, right? कि आप हमें credit दे दो and you're free to use. But credit is important, right? So most of us we fail here. And in, when we create video, let's take this example because this is quite close to your heart because you are into this making videos and all content related. So we use these thing and we forget the what kind of category it falls in, right? So you can also create, you can also use these sign for your own work. जरूरी थोड़ी हम दूसरों का ही कॉपी कर रहे हैं, हम अपना ओरिजिनल भी तो बना सकते हैं, है ना। अगर हमने अपना कुछ ओरिजिनल बनाया है तो आप भी इन साइन का यूज करके अपने वर्क को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। आप बोलोगे कि आई हैव गिवन दिस symbol, it means you're not supposed to copy or remix and and do other things which are not permissible, right? So you can combine these terms: attribution, no derivatives work, share alike, non-commercial, टू क्रिएट सीसी लाइसेंसेस। तो आप देखेंगे ऐसे साइन आपको इमेजेस के नीचे, वीडियोस के नीचे मिल जाएंगे, ठीक है। दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द कॉपीराइट एज अ स्टूडेंट, राइट। तो आप ये चीज समझ सकते हैं। तो अभी आप देखिए ये इमेज मैंने मेरा अपना क्रिएट किया हुआ नहीं है, इसके ऊपर इन्होंने साइन बनाया है, ठीक है। सीसी एट्रीब्यूशन ये सारा इन्होंने लिखा हुआ है, तो इट इज फ्री टू यूज, ठीक है। इट इज फ्री टू यूज। एंड हम तो वैसे भी एज अ टीचर वी गिव द साइटेशंस, हम तो साइटेशंस देते हैं, वी गिव द रेफरेंसेस। सो मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्क which is I mean content related to the study academic purpose, with the citation and references it is okay to use that. So उसमें इतना कोई issue होता नहीं है। Generally we are only hungry for credit, कि हमें कोई credit दे दे, हमें कोई cite कर दे, and we are okay with that, right? Isn't it? ये सिर्फ मेरे साथ है, सबके साथ है, सबके साथ है ना। So we are absolutely okay if you reuse my work, absolutely okay. Just give me the credit that citation, with the citation and all, right? Okay, next please. So I hope you have understood this. So next time when you see this sign, can you just decode it? आप कर सकते हैं decode? All right, good. So pros of the Copyright Act. So I won't take much time. So by now you must have understood what are the advantages of it. So yes, it gives the automatic protection to your work, and it's a prompt preventive measure also. So जब कोई कॉपी कर ले उसके बाद आप साइन लगाओ, इससे बेहतर ये है कि पहले ही प्रिवेंट उसको कर ले, है ना। Then we have the incentive to innovate. Yes, obviously अगर मेरा वर्क famous hoga aage, so people will give me credit also, and I will earn the royalty also, I will earn some incentive also, right? So that way it is quite good for me. Next please. encouragement of innovation. So yes, obviously it will encourage me, motivate me as such. And then felicitation of licensing and distribution, so it helps me in sharing the licenses also. जैसे म्यूजिक होते हैं ना, म्यूजिक के लाइसेंसेस होते हैं, यू कैन नॉट सिंपली वो ठीक है आपके पास वाले बैंकेट हॉल में सॉन्ग ऐसे ही बज जाते हैं, दैट्स ओके, बट इट इज नॉट राइट। ठीक है, आप ऐसे ही, क्योंकि वो कमर्शियल यूज है उसका, नॉन कमर्शियल यूज नहीं है, दे आर अर्निंग आउट ऑफ इट, राइट? So it's a commercial use, but that's fine क्योंकि इंडिया में sir would agree with it. There are many laws, but the uh, laws are meant to be, no, it's not meant to be broken. We must abide by the law. But yes, that's not right because they are doing it for the, आप अपने घर में बजा रहे हैं, that's fine, that's not a commercial purpose, right? But if you're making it in a pub and discotheque and some banquet hall and you're earning out of it, then it's not right, right? Yeah, culture prevention also. So some folk music can also be prevented out of it, बिकॉज़ आजकल इतना रीमिक्सिंग हो रहा है कि आपका जो कल्चरल जो आपका फोक म्यूज़िक है, विद द लाइसेंसेस यू कैन प्रिवेंट दैट आल्सो, क्योंकि उसमें आपका कंट्रोल होगा कि कोई किस लेवल तक रीमिक्स कर सकता है उसको। पता लगा एक सॉन्ग है, उसका ऐसा रीमिक्स कर दिया कि आप ओरिजिनल फोक ही भूल गए कि फोक था क्या, राइट? सो इट हेल्प्स इन कल्चरल प्रिवेंशन आल्सो, राइट? Any folk song from your own state you remember? Anyone? हम तो उत्तराखंड वाले, एक ही फोक सॉन्ग आता है हमें, बेडू पाको। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर फ्रॉम अदर स्टेट? रेज योर हैंड। ओके, मोस्ट ऑफ यू। ओके, ओके, ग्रेट, दैट्स ग्रेट। सो any folk song from your state which is very very popular and have been distorted by the remixer? Hanji, anyone who would like to share, just for the information? Lo- that's not a folk song. That's not a folk song. अच्छा, फोक सॉन्ग की परिभाषा भी अब बदल गई है थोड़ा सा, है ना? बच्चों का फोक सॉन्ग ये है। चलो ठीक है, एनीवेज, आई होप यू गॉट द एसेंस ऑफ इट, दैट हाउ वी कैन प्रिवेंट द कल्चर आल्सो, राइट? Then we have the encouragement of learning and education also, so that's also there. नेबरिंग राइट, अब ये थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग है समझने के लिए। एक तो होता है कॉपीराइट होल्डर, ठीक है? जैसे भूषण कुमार है, कौन है भूषण कुमार? हु इज भूषण कुमार? टी सीरीज के ओनर है ना? अब देखो जितने सॉन्ग आ रहे हैं टी सीरीज के थ्रू, एवरी राइट इज ओन्ड बाय टी सीरीज, ठीक है? सो दे आर द मेन कॉपीराइट, excuse me, they are the main copyright holder, but there are many people who are associated with it, isn't it? सिर्फ भूषण कुमार ने तो सिर्फ डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया, बनाया, right? Now there are people also, like magician, like the music director, the writer, the the team behind the composing and all, I mean the what we call the music arranger and all, ठीक है? वो सारे लोग भी इसके पार्ट होते हैं। तो सॉन्ग राइटर का भी अपना एक राइट होता है, सिंगर का अपना एक राइट होता है। तो दीज राइट्स आर कॉल्ड एज नेबरिंग राइट्स, विच आर, आई मीन नेबर वही है ना, साइड में उनको थोड़े से राइट्स दे दिए हैं, सो दे कैन ऑल्सो एक्सरसाइज, they don't have the exclusive power, but they have certain power in their hand, that they can use and reuse it, right? So like neighboring rights is a copyright were created for three categories of people who are not technically author, like the Bhushan Kumar nahi hai wo, but they are the they fall in the other category. अब आजकल तो song writer, they are also great demand, कि अगर आपको सॉन्ग लिखवाने हैं मनोज मुंतजिर से, so he's also very famous. Javed Akhtar, he's also very famous. He also, gets some right out of that, work. पहले इतना ज्यादा नहीं मिलता था या नहीं मिलता था, या वो एक्सरसाइज नहीं करते थे, जो भी था, बट थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लॉइटेशन उनके एंड से था। बट नाउ दे हैव मोर पावर इन देयर हैंड, सो को राइट बेसिकली यहाँ पे नेबरिंग राइट्स हो गए। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। So again, it is just an image to explain what I've said just. So it's a right protecting the interest of the parties involved in producing or making a work public. So there are many people associated with that. Next, please. Industrial design. So that's the second last aspect of it, the industrial design. तो आप ये देखते हैं तो आपको क्या दिखता है? The shape and right, right? This is the design. ठीक है? Dell, IBM, the second line, third line, everything is linked with that. The 3 lines. अब कोई इसमें 4 लाइन कर दे तो क्या वो मारुति का रहेगा? डुप्लीकेट हो जाएगा। कुछ थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट एंड टर्न कर दे, हो जाएगा? कर सकते हैं ऐसे? नहीं कर सकते। हाँ, कुछ अलग थोड़ा सा चेंज करके, डिजाइन चेंज करके, नहीं नहीं कर सकते। मारुति डिजाइन विल रिमेन विथ 3 लाइंस, ये चेंज नहीं हो सकता। आपके जेबीआईटी का एक लोगो है ना, है लोगो? क्या इसमें क्या इसमें बर्ड बना है? व्हाट इज इट? ओके, दैट्स सम फायर। ओके, हाँ, चिंगारी है। स्पार्क इन द स्टूडेंट, स्पार्क इन द फैकल्टी, स्पार्क इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन, राइट? So it's about the design and shape. It will remain as it is, right? It will remain as it is. इसमें आप कुछ चेंज नहीं कर सकते, है ना? डिजाइन, शेप, कलर पैटर्न, राइट? एंड्रॉइड को आप ग्रीन से ही रिकॉग्नाइज करते हैं। सम डे इफ इट इज ब्लू, यू वोंट बी एबल टू रिकॉग्नाइज कि ये क्या है, राइट? सो इवन द कलर पैटर्न, नंबर ऑफ लाइन, सेकंड एंड थर्ड डिजाइन ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट, इफ यू सी the IBM, उसमें कितनी लाइन है? 1 2 3 4 5 5 probably, right? So it will remain like that. What I'm trying to say is, when you are protecting it, right? So all these nuances are taken into consideration, right? So each and every detail, even the color, the number of lines, everything is taken into consideration. Next, please. Then we have the trade dress. Now, what is that dress? So, it's again intellectual property. Trade dress is a legal term of art that generally refer to characteristic of a visual appearance of the product or its packaging, right? So, अगर पार्ले जी में एक गर्ल दिखती है ना, आप उसे रिकॉग्नाइज करते हैं, है ना? ट्रेड ड्रेस है वो। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। ये सारे पैकेज, is it recognizable? If you see the packet, the dress, तो आप इन्हें भी पेटेंट कर सकते हैं, इन्हें भी आप, इनके राइट्स को भी you can secure, right? No one else should copy that, because this also plays a very important role in your marketing, in your advertising, in your company's image. ठीक है? जैसे वो होता नहीं, एडिडास का एबीबास कर देते हैं, लुक लाइक काउंटरफिटेड प्रोडक्ट, है ना? सर ने मेंशन किया था उसके बारे में। और आजकल बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है इसका, एंड वी आर नॉट एबल टू स्टॉप दीज प्रोडक्ट्स, एंड दिस बिग मार्केट। हम बाय भी करते हैं ना? क्या आप छोड़ देते हैं कि काउंटरफिटेड प्रोडक्ट है, मैं नहीं बाय करूंगा? ऐसे कैसे इसने बेच दिया, ये तो एडिडास का फर्जी वर्जन है, फेक वर्जन। क्या आप उसे छोड़ देते हैं? इट्स ओके, है ना? Even with the same name, the proxy products are there in the market. First copy we call it, first copy. हैवी बास भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है, एडिडास ही लिखो, कोई टेंशन नहीं। नो, इट्स नॉट लीगल, इट्स नॉट लीगल। इवन स्टॉकिंग इट इज इट्स इलीगल, राइट? इट्स नॉट लीगल, राइट? बट ठीक है, इट्स ओके। वी आर अ कंट्री ऑफ 140 बिलियन हो गए, कितने हो गए? वी आर द नंबर 1 नाउ, है ना? सो चलता है ना? All right, next, please. So I'm about to close the. I mean, after 1 or 2 slide, I'm about to close the lecture. So if you have any question, you can ask me related to this, right? How many of you are doing some sort of research with the faculty? कुछ ऐसा कुछ research कर रहे हैं, कुछ research paper वगैरह पे काम करते हैं आप में से कोई भी बच्चे? Raise your hand if any one of you. Okay, any पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट? क्योंकि वहां तो मैंडेटरी, कोई चॉइस नहीं है ना, पेपर तो करना ही पड़ेगा। इज इट मैंडेटरी? सो Any MSc student here? No? Okay, so undergrad. So they might not be into research and all. Okay, fine. So जब आप masters करेंगे, so they will be mandatory requirement of having some patents or some innovation from your end. So then you must remember the learnings कि कैसे करना है, क्या चीजें आप आगे फॉलो कर सकते हैं, कैसे आप पाथ बना सकते हैं, सो दैट you are in the right track and you contribute in this intellectual property related work, right? So let's talk about the trade secret. अब आप में से किसी को पता है, वैसे तो देखो सोशल मीडिया पे देर आर सो मेनी वीडियोस जो कोका कोला बना देते हैं, है ना? ये डालो ये डालो ये डालो, बन गया कोका कोला। होता है ना ऐसे? काफी सारे food bloggers there, they are very much into promotion of such techniques. So how many of you know how Coca Cola is made? No one, no one is aware, right? So it's a trade secret. The recipe is the secret. Trade secret, because वो जो ड्रिंक बन रहा है, अगर वो सबको पता चल गया तो घर पे बना लेंगे, फिर हमें जरूरत क्या है, राइट? अब आप यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इसको समझिएगा कि it's a formula, practice, even the process can be there, ठीक है? How you have made the pizza, that can also be called as trade secret if something is again the non obvious, ठीक है? कुछ special ingredient है, मैगी मसाला, is it open? Can everyone replicate just by having it? उसको कॉपी कर सकते हैं क्या आप? सो इस तरीके की चीजें ट्रेड सीक्रेट हो सकती है, ठीक है? अब आपने कंपनी में सबको बता दिया, अपने जितने एम्प्लॉइज है सबको पता है वो, तो वो ट्रेड सीक्रेट हो सकता है? नो, इट कांट बी ट्रेड सीक्रेट। तभी ऐसे प्रोडक्ट का कॉपी मार्केट में आता है, रेप्लिकेट हो जाते हैं प्रोडक्ट, है ना? अभी आप शार्क टैंक, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फॉलो शार्क टैंक इंडिया? शार्क टैंक देखते हैं आप? सम एपिसोड्स रील्स में देखा, चलो ये तो बहुत अच्छा तरीका है, रील्स में देखा है ना? तो बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट ऐसे होते हैं, शार्क दे डिनाई कि आपका प्रोडक्ट ना अच्छा है लेकिन यूनिक नहीं है। यूनिक इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि रेप्लिकेबल है, कॉपी हो सकता है बहुत आराम से। अब मार्केट में निकाला, वो चल गया, मतलब आई हैव मनी, मैंने आपके जैसा ही अपना ब्रांड ले आए, तो फिर आपकी मार्केट का क्या होगा? आई एम द बिग वन, मैं तो रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज हूं, मैं तो तुम्हें वाइप आउट कर दूंगी मार्केट से, ऐसे ही होता है ना? तो वो ट्रेड सीक्रेट नहीं है, ठीक है? सो in general, to qualify as a trade secret, the information must be commercially valuable because it's a secret. आपकी मम्मी गाजर का हलवा बहुत अच्छा बनाती हैं, there's a recipe behind it, है ना? कमर्शियली वैल्यूएबल है, नॉन कॉपीएबल है, किसी को नहीं पता कौन सा इंग्रेडिएंट डालती हैं, हिमालय से लाई हैं, कहाँ से लाई हैं, क्या है, ट्रेड सीक्रेट, ठीक है? बी नोन ओनली टू अ लिमिटेड ग्रुप ऑफ पर्सन, इफ इन कंपनी एवरीवन नोज कैसा बन रहा है, then there is no trade secret. Be subject to reasonable steps taken by the rightful holder of the information to keep it secret. Now you are, see, very limited people they know, and you are also taking some action to keep it secret also. आज सीक्रेट है, कल के दिन ओपन हो जाए तो ट्रेड सीक्रेट नहीं रहेगा फिर वो, ठीक है? सो यू आर ऑल्सो टेकिंग सम स्टेप्स टू make it keep it secret, right? The unauthorized acquisition, use, or disclosure of such secret information is a manner contrary to the honest commercial practice by others is regarded as unfair practice, right? So, obviously, if you're keeping it as a secret, if you have registered it as a trade secret, then obviously copying it and disclosing it even by the person who are having the secrets is a illegal. It's a offense. Next. So, any financial data technique, जैसे Google का search algorithm है, how it works, no one knows. How that search algorithm works, no one knows. So that's a trade secret. कैसे बता देता है वो, कैसे उसको पता चल जाता है कि आप कुछ algorithm है which is unique. That's a trade secret, right? Then any technique, the formula, any formula like the Coke का कुछ formula है ना, कुछ तो सोल्यूशन बना रहे हैं वो. देन एनी पैटर्न, एनी प्रोग्राम, एनी मेथड, ड्राइंग, कुछ ड्राइंग आपकी ऐसी है, यूनिक है, प्रोसेस, टेक्निकल डेटा, लिस्ट ऑफ कस्टमर्स, ये सारे ट्रेड सीक्रेट हो सकते हैं. सो दीज आर दी टाइप्स ऑफ ट्रेड सीक्रेट. नेक्स्ट प्लीज. ओके, सो दिस इज द वीपो. इसके बारे में मैं आपको बता रही थी. सो वन की टेक अवे कैन बी दैट यू कैन log into WIPO, WIPO, which is an organization owned by this United Nation. It is one of the bodies, right? World Intellectual Property Organization, and it is one of the 17 specialization agencies of the United Nation. It was created in 1967. So basically, the basic function is to promote the awareness about the intellectual property rights, right? WIPO currently has 189 member states, like any other bodies. If you talk about, like WTO is also there, UNESCO is there. WIPO currently has 189 member state and free learning resources www.wipo.int. इनकी academy है, वहाँ पे free courses हैं, आप enroll कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, स्टेप बाय स्टेप्स है, लेवल 1, लेवल 2, लेवल 3. तो ये आपको काफी हेल्प करेगा. ठीक है, देखो मुझे लगता है बिफोर वी मूव्ड टू दिस हॉल वी वर डिस्कसिंग द सेम दैट स्टूडेंट्स दे आर मच इनटू लर्निंग ऑनलाइन. ठीक है, उनको टीचर बोलता हुआ ठीक तो लगता है, पर उनको समझ ज्यादा ऑनलाइन आ रहा है आजकल, है ना. तो ऑनलाइन रिसोर्स आपके लिए है विच इज एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर द इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट. एंड आज की तारीख में व्हेन वी आर सो मच ऑनलाइन, सर ने भी, गैरोला सर ने भी इस बारे में बात की, cyber, then the data protection and the security, we are talking about everything online, then you must be aware of all these things, right? Otherwise क्या होगा, आप एक छोटे से गलती की वजह से, when you are famous ना, when you are not famous, it's okay to commit some illegal thing, little here and there, right? But once you are famous, it's very tough to be be away from such, तब लोग आपके ऊपर कोई इधर से डिफेमेशन करेगा, कोई इधर से आपको बोलेगा कि ये तो कॉपीराइट इन्फ्रिंजमेंट है, दिस इज माय कंटेंट, he has used it. So such thing will be there. So just to safeguard yourself, you must be aware of this intellectual property right related issues. It's your right, है ना, it's your right to know your right, about your right, right? तो आपको ये समझना है. Next please. Okay, then we have the UCOST IPR cell, which can help you out in knowing about how to file it, right? So all the faculty members who are into this innovation, those who are working on some new things, they have created, like sir was mentioning about the copyright and patent related issues. So if you have further query, so you can connect with the UCOST official. They can help you out in that, and they can even help you out in filing it, right? So it's easy. It's just one step ahead जो आपको ही लेना है. There are people to help you out, but innovation तो आप ही करेंगे ना, वो तो सोचना तो आपका काम है. That you have to do, right? So next please. I think that's all from my side. Thank you so much, Rawat sir, for having me here, and all the dignitaries, faculty members for being so patient with the lecture, and the students also for being little participative. I expected more participation, but that's fine. Students are, uh, have their own, will, so that's fine. But I believe that you must have learned something out of this lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for words. Now, connecting the another chain of this program, I would like to call DS Rawat sir on stage.
Vote of thanks. थैंक यू मैडम. आप लोगों ने छोटे से टाइम पे अपना वक्त निकाला उसके लिए थैंक यू वेरी मच डीपी गैरोला सर। आपका बहुत बिजी शेड्यूल है, बहुत मीटिंग्स आपकी शासन में रहती हैं। अभी आप उड़ीसा में थे, इससे पहले उससे पहले आप तमिलनाडु में थे। मैंने आपको चेंज किया है, इसलिए आपने मेरी रिक्वेस्ट मानी। थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रियंका मैडम, थैंक यू सो मच। आपने बहुत अच्छा और बहुत सरल शब्दों में अपनी बात को यहाँ पर रखा। इससे अच्छा लेक्चर नहीं हो सकता, मेरी अपनी ओपिनियन है। जहां तक स्टूडेंट की बात है मैडम, यूटीयू के एग्जाम खत्म हो गए हैं, एसडीओ के एग्जाम खत्म हो गए हैं, तो बच्चे घर चले गए हैं। तो इसलिए सॉरी, थोड़ा सा बच्चे कम थे, लेकिन हमारे जितने भी बच्चे थे एग्रीकल्चर और कुछ मैनेजमेंट और इंजीनियर के थे। थैंक यू। कार्यक्रम के अंतिम पड़ाव पर हम हैं और उसके लिए हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति में एक कहावत है कि जितने भी हमारे मेहमान हैं उन्हें धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव ज्ञापित किया जाता है, और उसके लिए इंस्टीट्यूट की सबसे बड़ी बैकबोन, जिसको बोलते हैं बैकबोन, जो इंस्टीट्यूट जिनके आधार पर इंस्टीट्यूट चल रहा है, जो बहुत एनर्जेटिक हैं, बहुत बिजी हैं, हमारे कुलसचिव महोदय प्रोफेसर विशांत सर, उनका मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूं और सर को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वे अपना धन्यवाद ज्ञापन प्रेषित करें और आज के मेहमानों को धन्यवाद दें। डॉक्टर विशांत सर।
Thank you, Doctor. Good afternoon to all of you. Respected dignitaries, I, Dr. Vishant Kumar, feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose vote of thanks to acknowledge the contribution of the people who have worked really hard for making this workshop a grand success. First, I would like to give my sincere thanks to Almighty God for making this workshop a grand success by His blessings. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Chief Guest Sri D.P. Gairola ji, Chairman, Uttarakhand Electricity Commission Board, for spending valuable time with us from his busiest schedule. Sir, today with your gracious presence, sir, we today to hear your valuable words about IPR. Thank you so much. I would like to give my special thanks to Honorable Guest of Honor, Dr. Priyanka Pandey, for sharing valuable about IPR with us. थैंक यू सो मच। और मैम ने आपको बताया भी है कि आईपीआर क्यों, उसकी क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है आईपीआर की। आप कोई भी इन्वेंशन करते हैं, कोई भी डिजाइन, कोई आप कॉपीराइट कुछ भी है, तो वो आप अपना करते हैं ताकि उसका अप्रिशिएशन आपको मिल सके, उसकी रॉयल्टी आपको मिल सके। कुछ चीजें आपके पास, जैसे मैं अगर आपको एक एग्जांपल दूं छोटा सा, तो पहले जो कोको कोला की बोतल आया करती थी, उस पर ढक्कन हुआ करता था जो ओपनर से खुलता था, है ना, वो भी किसी ने अपना पेटेंट कराया हुआ डिजाइन है। और आपको बता दूं कि उसकी रॉयल्टी मिलती है हर ढक्कन की, जो कंपनी उसको यूज करती है तो उसको रॉयल्टी अब भी मिलती है, कहीं कहीं अभी भी यूज हो रहे हैं वो। तो सारी चीजें हैं। मैडम ने क्वेश्चन अराइज किया था कि क्या जरूरी है या नहीं है। जरूरी तो है, क्योंकि अगर आपने कोई काम किया है तो उसका जो आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन है उसका आपको रिवर्स कुछ ना कुछ मिलना चाहिए, बेनिफिट। बेनिफिट आपको एप्रिसिएशन भी हो सकता है, बेनिफिट आपको मनी की फॉर्म में भी हो सकता है। तो वो जरूरी है। तो ये ऐसा है जो सबके लिए है, चाहे वो स्टूडेंट हो, चाहे वो फैकल्टी हो, चाहे वो इंडस्ट्रिस्ट हो, कोई भी हो, सबके लिए एक बहुत ही वैल्यूएबल टॉपिक है। तो एंड आई एम वेरी मच श्योर यू आर बेनिफिटेड, वेरी मच बेनिफिटेड फ्रॉम दिस वर्कशॉप। आपको बेनिफिट हुआ, आपको सीखने को लेकिन इसका फायदा तब है जब आप कुछ इंप्लीमेंट करें, कुछ नई चीज सीखें। ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने आज सुना और बाहर निकल के उसको भूल गए, तो उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है। तो आपको उन चीजों को अपने अंदर इंप्लीमेंट भी करना है। आई वुड थैंक Dr. P.K. Chaudhary, Director JBIT Group of Institutions, for always guiding and supporting us at each and every step. I would like to thank Dr. S.K. Sarma, Principal, JBIT College of Applied Science, Dr. V.K. Mishra, Vice Principal, and especially Dr. D.S. Rawat, Dean Agriculture, and his team for all this work on IPR successfully. Thank you so much. I would thank Chamota, Training and Placement Officer, Dr. Kishore, Head Library, Mr. Naveen Singh, Mr. Wajah, Mr. P.K. Gar, Suraj Sinha ji, all the faculty members, and all for participating in this workshop. And last but not least, at the last, all, thank you so much for paying your attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to request to present Honorable Chief Guest, DP Gairola. तालियां बजा दो। Now, to present the guest of honor, Dr. Priyanka Pandey ma'am, I request all the female faculty members, DS Rawat sir, Chamoli स्टेज पे आए। थैंक यू सो मच आप सभी का। मैं I request you, Honorable Chief Guest, DP Priyanka ma'am, Registrar SK Sharma sir, VK Mishra,